we take 5 of the hottest topics in sports and break them down in 3 minutes or less. My name is Michael Medina, and with me as always, my good buddy, David Griffin.
And we're here to talk about some sports today. We also got Stephen Fox up in the booth. Say hi, Stephen.
What's up, guys?
We're going to get right into it. The Sweet 16 has begun.
Yes.
The big Sweet 16 has begun all over the place. Even here in Los Angeles, we had some games last night at the Staples Center. Looked kind of empty. Looked a little empty. Come on, LA fans.
People have other things to do.
LA fans are in traffic when those games
The weather's
start.
been beautiful over here.
Oh, there's a game going on. Oh, the Clippers playing. They probably walked in there. Billy Crystal was there last night. Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn. Come on, now I got some celebrities up in the house.
Stars coming out, yeah.
Stars up in the house. The big story coming out of this was that UK asserted their dominance.
They did.
They delivered. They destroyed
not
West
disappoint.
Virginia by 39 points.
Yep.
39 points, 78-39. Huge win.
It's kind of become the norm with this team, hasn't it? I mean, they
Yeah.
just like steamrolling this year. They're on a tear.
I mean, they have to be now, I think, the clear favorites.
They're favorites. I'm still not going to say
huge.
clear favorites. I have them winning the whole thing. I do, and I stand by that, as just about everyone else does. But nonetheless, I mean, Wisconsin looks pretty solid. I still want to see your Duke, see what
Yeah.
they're going to look like. So I think there's still a few obstacles.
Because last night, as I was watching the games, and I noticed that all of the teams, for the most part, had a chance to win the game. The UNC-Wisconsin game was awesome. It was a really good game. I thought even Wichita State, even though they lost, I thought that they played tough for a while. It's just that some of these bigger teams, especially we saw Arizona over Arizona, you could just see them, their power, their depth, just wearing the other team down. But Kentucky just blew them out. It was, I mean, it was like 44 to. I don't think they even hit 20 yet at one point. They were just blowing them out the whole game.
No, absolutely. It was a fun matchup and stuff. And there's some great matchups that we have coming up as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talk about. Let's look ahead. I still think, which we're going to see tonight, this is Friday here, I still think we're going to see NC State could beat Louisville. And not even be considered an upset. I don't think it's considered an upset because they already beat them during the regular season.
Yeah, we talked about this. NC State's a good program. That's not like a Cinderella team or anything. They're not the George Mason or anything out there. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. I want to see UCLA, how they bounce back, because now they're going to be playing Gonzaga.
Yep.
It's a good program. A lot of people going into the tournament didn't think that they deserved to be here, but here they are. And yeah.
I feel like UCLA has a little chip on their shoulder.
Absolutely
I feel like because everybody doubted them, everybody said, you can't do this, you're not even meant to be here, you should be the not invited tournament, the NIT that's going on. I mean, if anybody's even watching that. No, the NIT's got some good games, actually. I think that they are better than people think. I think they're going to have something to prove, and they could spell trouble for Gonzaga. Gonzaga's tough, though.
Yeah.
Those boys up in there in Washington State, they're tough. They might not look like they should be surfing or something like that, but there's some pretty tough boys over there.
Ball is life.
They are tough. I mean, so Kentucky's the matchup. I really think Wisconsin could give them trouble. I was really impressed with Wisconsin yesterday. They have these two big guys. Because Kaminsky, 7-footer, senior. He's going to go pro. I mean, he's going to be great. They don't even have any true centers on the team. They're all forwards. They have a 7-footer and a 6'9" guy. They're all just big, look like Midwestern boys. They are Midwestern boys. I think one's from Illinois. The other one's from Wisconsin.
Kaminsky is.
Yeah, so they're both just Midwestern boys. It's tough.
Big men.
Come on, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's going to be do it. So we're going to go move into some UFC. Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Yep.
Big signing. We're talking about Ronda a lot these last couple weeks now on the show. But she's in the news all the time. There's a lot of big news in the UFC. Mayweather and Pacquiao may be happening on May 2nd, but right now, I would say Ultimate Fighter is kind of taking over the news coverage right now.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about Ronda all the time because she's become one of the faces, the big face. I mean, she's kind of like the Michael Jordan of that division.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, of course, I mean, she's got the looks. She clearly has the talent. And she's got a big, possible fight coming up soon.
So we're going to talk about specifically Cyborg, Chris Cyborg Justino, the Brazilian MMA fighter. With Invicta, she's 145 pounds. She's 10 pounds heavier than Ronda, bantamweight. Ronda's at 135. She has signed on with the UFC.
Yes.
But there are a few stipulations. First, she must defend her title at 145 in Invicta, then drop to 130, which 10 pounds for these fighters is nothing. These guys and girls are just crazy. Their weight cuts are crazy. So then she's going to drop down, and then maybe if Ronda wins her next fight in August at UFC 190, then perhaps Cyborg, maybe 2016, will have a chance to.
Yeah, with all that coming out, yeah, absolutely. First of all, once Cyborg does start fighting UFC, she's got to win.
Yeah.
So that's going to take some time. So yeah, I'd say maybe sometime early 2016 if this happens. Cyborg is a freaking cyborg because she's pretty. She's built. She's got what it takes. She looks great. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe early next year. I'm looking forward to that fight.
Because the thing is, Ronda, the problem with her weight class at bantamweight at 135 is she's great. She's effective, strong fighter, but she just destroys everybody.
Yeah.
And when there's no competition, yeah, exactly. There's no competition. It almost makes it, I think, worse for the sport. You want competition. You want Jordan. You want let's just go back. You want Magic and Larry Bird. You want those. You want those competitions that makes the sport better.
Absolutely, I could not agree more. It's great to kind of have like that once in a generation type of talent that just dominates, but after a while it does get old. You want to see something, especially after Ronda's last fight, 14 seconds. It was just like, it's fun, it's great, but yeah, I need a little bit more.
Moving to golf, that's why it's disappointing in golf that Tiger's struggling so much now, because I would have loved to have Rory. I mean, it kind of was Phil and Tiger, but Tiger just dominated so much, and then Rory came along. I was hoping to have a nice Rory-Tiger battle, but it just never happened. I want to hurry up and move on to, no, don't reset the clock. We're still on the same topic. We're going to UFC 186, the next big fight. Jose Aldo. 189, sorry. Oh, no, 186. This is the next one.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
UFC 186. Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor. McGregor's great. A lot of pizzazz, a lot of charisma, like a Muhammad Ali talking smack all the time. But it's in fun. He's not too demeaning.
No.
Dana White is saying this is going to be the biggest fight. The biggest fight has the most promotion they've put behind any fight. The most money they've spent on advertisement, I should say. Huge.
Absolutely. No, this is big. I mean, again, it's having like a big character like this. Whether or not they're good or not, but you look at someone like a Dennis Rodman. He was a good player, but it's like he brings so much attention, good and bad. But it's attention.
Want that charisma,
you want someone that's larger than life, like a Muhammad Ali.
I feel bad for Jose because he can't really speak English that well. So every time Conor talks smack, I feel like he doesn't understand what he's saying anyway. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna go talk about some NFL and poor Tony Romo.
Poor guy.
Yeah, Tony getting pulled down there, little face mask. No, almost face mask. I mean, Tony, he's a good quarterback. He garnered MVP recognition this year. Was considered. He's done a good job. I mean,
hasn't had much postseason success.
No, ever since the failed kick, the field goal, he's just been in people's. Unless you're a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Poor Romo.
No, I mean, but here's the thing. He's had a nice long career. He's been with the Cowboys since around 03. So he's been there. He's been the guy for years. He's about 35 years old.
Yeah.
He's not getting any younger. He still has.
Always forget he's that old. He doesn't look that old. He looks
exactly.
Not that 35 is old.
No,
he just doesn't look that old.
Yeah, you sometimes forget he's been around for as long as he has. He still has a few more years left in him, but at the same time, you got to think. All right, I think it's time the Cowboys can start, thinking about the future, thinking about bringing somebody else on.
So we're talking about this because Jerry Jones said, it's the owners. They got the owners thing going on right now in Phoenix, Arizona. Jerry Jones is talking about how might need to start looking for the future, not getting rid of Romo now, but looking ahead. He even mentioned that Romo sat on the bench, I think, for 4 years before he got the starting job. So he's saying it's time to look forward. Let's see who's in the draft. I don't think they're going to be able to get anybody this year that can take Romo's place, but they're looking ahead.
Absolutely. When you look at guys like, when Romo, I believe he wasn't even drafted. I think he signed on as a free agent when he first came to the Cowboys in 03 or something like that. So, I mean, there's always, look at Tom Brady.
Yeah,
look at guys like that.
Round.
There's always someone they could find.
I mean, I would make the argument that the NFL draft is the most dramatic of all drafts in sports. I mean, in Europe they don't really have this. I mean, look at we talk a lot about European soccer here. We talk about Barcelona, Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't go in the draft. That dude signed a pro contract in Portugal. He was 17, 16 years old. I mean, these kids, John Terry for Chelsea, I mean, he was 15. I mean, there's no draft. They don't go to university and play. They don't go to Duke and then get drafted. So, I mean, I would say NFL is intense.
Oh, it's damn near like the Super Bowl almost now, because that's the thing. We joke about this all the time. It's like the NFL season never ends. Right. It keeps on going. So once we get, for instance, free agency opens up, then that's what we all talk about. Then it's the draft. The draft is this huge, dramatic event. It's so big. It's all we talk about and stuff. But there's a lot of good and bad.
They make it a 3-day event now.
Yeah,
it's exactly. It's a holiday.
Going to Chicago for the first time. And
yeah. I mean, because baseball and hockey, it's different. Because baseball, you have how many rounds are in baseball? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of rounds. A lot more players a lot of players in the team, and they have the farm leagues and all that stuff. But I'm talk about epic draft fails. Talk about little Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning.
Because
it's hard to see it coming. You don't really see it coming.
You don't. You think you have someone. Let's look at Jamarcus Russell. He was the number one pick, and coming out of LSU, looked like he had the size, he had what it took, and clearly did not
gained
have
a little weight.
Was with the Raiders, maybe 2 seasons, maybe?
Yeah.
And that's about it, so yeah.
And now, I mean, you have Mariota this year, and you also have famous Jameis. Famous Jameis. Who are you going to pick? Is one going to fail? Are they both going to do well? I mean, who knows? Not everybody's a Peyton Manning, not everybody's Russell Westbrook. You just don't know what's going to happen. Oh, moving on. Oh, we're flying today. We got soccer next. More soccer, European soccer. Football. But this has concern over here in the States as well. Xavi Hernandez, famed Spaniard, captain, great player, Barcelona player, has said no to the MLS. and he is going to play for a Qatari team over there in Qatar called Al Sadd.
Al Sadd, yeah. I believe
Mo money.
Mo money for sure.
You haven't heard of that club anywhere. It's Mo money. That just means they're paying him a lot of money.
Exactly. He's going to go over there and play a little bit.
It's like 10 million euros a season, I think.
Yeah, it's big money. He's going to play for a little bit and learn the ropes as far as like coaching is. And I respect this decision because you know what? Not every player has to sort of retire going to the MLS. You know what I mean? Some guys can they have a passion for what being in European soccer. Granted, this isn't whatever, but still, nonetheless, I mean that's not what he wants to do. He's like I'm done with this. I want to try to coach and do all that, and I respect that decision.
It's crazy because we're out here in LA, so we have the LA Galaxy. Of course, we had David Beckham for a while out here before he went back to Paris again and then retired again. He keeps retiring and not retiring. And then now we have Steven Gerrard coming from Liverpool, which is awesome.
David Villa's
over
Lampard,
in New York.
Who's supposed to still be coming.
Frank Lampard's coming right now. Kaká's over in Orlando.
Right.
I mean, all these big European players are coming over, and it's cool because we get to see it. I mean, the only thing that's kind of sad, a little disheartening, is that we're getting them way after their prime.
Way after their
Kaká,
prime, yeah.
David Villa, these guys are like 34, 35. Xavi's in his mid-30s. I mean, we're missing these guys, but it is just cool to see them semi-retiring in the MLS. Now, is that good for the MLS, or is that like a knock on the MLS?
No,
I think bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both, but let's be honest. I mean, the MLS has been around for about 20 years, so obviously it's it doesn't quite hold up to leagues like La Liga or the Premier League or whatnot. But nonetheless, having this recognition, because if you're the MLS, you want to add some legitimacy to your league. You want to be like, hey, we're just as good. So yeah, you're getting these guys past their prime, but the fact that you are getting these names, it's good for business. And that's what you want.
Let's talk about some younger European players. Are there any names that come to mind? We think of young players that are still in their prime, that are approaching their prime, that maybe need some, shall I say, maturation, some growth. Maybe MLS, and not to demean MLS, maybe that can be like their farm league.
Yeah, no,
let's name some.
Well, we've had this conversation before. I always think Mario Balotelli, young player. Has loads of talent, a bit of a head case though.
A little bit. He's like the Dennis Rodman of
he really
European
is.
football. Yeah.
And if he came to it'd have to be a club like LA, New York, a big city like that, they would love him down there because again, like you said, he is kind of like a Rodman. He's very much a character, you know what I mean? But he has the talent. I think he would just tear up.
Send him with Steven Gerrard over to the LA Galaxy and let him just learn, let him do work. So let's talk about the big boys. Talk about Ronaldo and Messi. Ronaldo's approach. He is 30.
Yeah.
Messi is still in his upper 20s. So he's still got some time. But Ronaldo said he would consider going to the MLS. I love how it's like, we'll consider. I'll consider making a little more money when I'm 35 years old if I want to. You think Messi would come over too later on in his career?
No, I see Cristiano because he's more of a name. You know what I mean?
He loves LA.
Yeah, he's more of a face, I should
Loves
say.
LA. Loves a face. All right, so we're going to go on to the last topic of the day, which is a Twitter question. As always, be sure to send in your thoughts, comments, and questions.
Do you think Messi or Ronaldo?
3MW. Yeah, all these topics today. Hashtag 3MW over here at the stream.tv. 3-minute warning. The question of today is concerning hockey. From Raul Jain says, are you guys big hockey fans? And if so, who are your favorite teams? Michael and I are both transplants from the Midwest. I'm kind of, New York via Midwest. But we're all from kind of that Midwestern area over there. I'm a Buffalo Sabres fan. Yeah. Michael, I'm assuming you are a Blackhawks fan.
Gotta support them.
So Blackhawks and Buffalo Sabres.
Yes.
Blue collar towns.
Yes, they
Chicago's
are.
blue collar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but we're out here in LA though.
Yeah, no.
We're in LA now.
Still supporting the team. Growing up though, I'll be honest. I'll be the first to admit, Chicago isn't the biggest. It's not Hockey Town, USA.
No, it's not like
when
Detroit,
I think of Chicago, the Bears, that's Chicago's team right there. It's basically Bears. And if it wasn't the Bears, we were talking about the Bulls. And if it wasn't the Bulls, we were talking about the Cubs. So the Blackhawks are a great team. I support them. But growing up, none of my friends were playing hockey.
Yeah, hockey is interesting because one, it's to answer your question, Rojo. So we do enjoy hockey. We were actually watching some of the Stanley Cup finals last year, which was a great final. So we were trying to, I don't know, hockey's expensive. I remember growing up, they used to get these fact sheets, people, because our school didn't have it. Yeah. You had to pay $3,000 or $4,000 just to join the team. So it was it was a preppy sport. It was expensive. It was hard, but I always admire hockey. It's one of my favorite sports to watch live. Very exciting, very fast paced.
I was gonna say it's fast, it's strong, it's tough.
Yeah, it's a tough sport, but dangerous. You get your teeth knocked out, you get your head. My mom didn't want me playing that sport. Yeah. But so since we're in LA, I'm going to make Michael pick here. I know he's a diehard Chicago fan. You've heard it here. Likes the Cubs, likes the Bears. I don't really understand why. I don't really get it. He should like the Bills and New York Knicks and some other teams, but that's okay.
Scientific fact that Chicago's awesome. But
to pick a team, since we are in LA, we have the Ducks in Anaheim.
Yeah.
still LA, basically. It's kind of Orange County. That's okay. It's LA. Ducks in Anaheim, and we have LA Kings in downtown LA. We do the Arrow After Show here on the Stream.tv. Arrow After Show. Stephen Amell, Arrow himself, who has been on the show, who's been here in the Stream.tv studios, is a big LA Kings fan.
He is a Kings
That's why I
fan.
bring him up.
That's right. That's right.
Pick a team. The Kings or the Anaheim Ducks, if you had to take a choice.
Gonna go Ducks, just because after last year with the Kings, I'm still a little bit burned. Kings and Blackhawks.
What did the Kings do? Mike, tell us what the Kings did.
They might have beaten the Blackhawks.
Might have beaten the Blackhawks. I don't know if that's a fact or not. I'm gonna look that up. Hashtag 3MW. Send
Look
it in.
that up.
Yeah.
No, it was a great series. It was basically like the Stanley Cup Finals, pretty much. I mean, it was an amazing series. So still a little burned by that. So yeah, gonna go Ducks.
I'm gonna go the Kings. I went to a Ducks game. No offense to people over at Anaheim. Anaheim's a beautiful place. It's a little quiet, a little too subdued for my liking. I went there. There's a lot of this. They have very good food and drink options. They have a Starbucks place you can go to. You can get Grand Marnier shots in your Starbucks. It's very classy, a nice floor. It's very clean. I like a little more gruff. I'm from Buffalo. I like a little more gruff, a little more blue collar. That's all right though. Anaheim Ducks, no hate
Nothing
there.
wrong with that.
That's all of our show today, folks. As always, send in your questions, thoughts. Hashtag 3MW over here on 3 Minute Warning. We're gonna be back here on Monday. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. Be sure to watch the NCAA tournament. We're going from the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8. It should be a good time.
Yes.
And as always, you can find us here, Stream.tv. We'll also have the Arrow After Show, like we said before. Look for us there, and we'll be back to talk to you on Monday.